Good morning. Having been involved in a couple of discussions on toe end adjustment recently, I thought I'd do a quick video on just how easy it is to check on the LMTV. Because these hubs stick out past the tires and wheels on the LMTV, it really lends itself to setting up a string reference to measure your toe end from. What we have here is some yellow industrial sewing thread, and I just put a loop in the end of it and hook it over a tire lug and bring it across the lug around the front that holds it at about middle of the hub, middle of the tire height. I run it across the little piece of scrap styrofoam there to help position the line. More on that in a minute. From there, I just walk the string back around the rear hub. The same way, I set it at a position on the tire that brings it right through the middle of the hub. And then take it around to the other side and put it in a lug that again positions it in the middle of the hub. And then I go on back up to in this case, the driver's front wheel. Same setup, right through the middle of the hub, across the positioning block of foam and around through the lugs and up over the top. I can just set the spool on the back side so it holds a little bit of tension on the whole setup. Because the hubs stick out, if I run a string across the back hub, and because this tire is kind of at an angle at this point, I can slide a block of foam in here, and I can very precisely position this string in or out till it just touches the front hub. By doing that, it sets up just an excellent parallel reference to measure toe end from between that reference and the rim. Once you have your reference set up, you can use a machinist rule here to measure your distance out to the string. I actually prefer a set of vernier calipers because it takes any eyeball error out of it. I can position the caliper in or out until it just touches the string, so I get the measurement the same at every location. Also gives me a nice 3 decimal reading to record, so I can do some nice math on it. So I take a measurement at the back edge of the rim to the reference, at the front edge of the rim, and I do that on both of the front wheels. You want the wheels reasonably straight. You can roll back and forward a couple of times to get them straight, but they don't have to be perfect, because to get the overall toe in number, we're going to compare left and right sides and do a little bit of math, which will take the tire position out of the equation. I did this last night and realized I had my toe ins and toe outs backwards, so I pulled that video down and did this video this morning to get the math right. So in this little note here, the top of the notepad is the front of the vehicle. So over here on my left, at the back of the rim, measuring out to the reference string, I have 1.768 inches from the back edge of the rim. At the front, I have 1.905 inches from the reference to the rim. Since the distance from the reference is greater at the front of the rim than at the back, I am toe in from the reference point. In this case, you subtract the smaller number from the larger number, and you're left with 0.137 inches of toe in on this side. That's just a little more than 1/8 of an inch toe in. Over on the other side, I measured 1.710 at the back and 1.628 at the front. Since the distance at the front is smaller out to the reference line, that particular tire is setting toe out to the reference line. In this case, again, I subtract the smaller number from the larger, and I have 0.082 inches, or a little more than 1/16 of an inch toe out on that side. But now if you compare the two numbers, the toe in and the left and right toe in to toe out numbers, I know that since my toe in number is larger, I'm overall going to be toe in. But I again subtract the smaller number, 0.082, from the larger, 0.137, and I'm left with 0.055 inches of toe in. The spec for the LMTV is 0 to 1/8 of an inch, or 0 to 0.125 inches of toe in. And I am right within that specification, so I don't need to make any adjustments to my truck. This is a real simple measurement to make. It literally takes 2 minutes to string this. These tires are big and expensive, and if your toe end's wrong for some reason, or you've had to do any tie rod or steering box work, this is just a really good thing to check to save you tire wear. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody. Have a good day.